Good evening. Once again, this is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel coming at you. Released a video probably about, I don't know, hour and a half ago about the Lady Vols and their two signings that they had today in Alyssa Latham and Lazaria Spearman. More news goes with Tennessee, the men's team today as well. Not really news of any commitments or signings, but we're kind of, I feel like, in a waiting pattern. I feel like we've been in this waiting pattern for at least since the weekend. What domino is waiting to fall for everything to happen? That's kind of where I'm interested to know. And I still don't know exactly which domino it is that needs to fall for everything else to take shape right now. There's two in particular, but another interesting thing happened today with the portal. I've mentioned the name before. I've seen this one since portal season open. The name of Chaz Lanier from North Florida. I've seen that name mentioned. He finally entered the portal today, and apparently I have not seen this before, and I'm sure it's been in here already. But I've seen where he has something in it where it says he cannot be contacted. So what that tells me is, based on what I'm reading on it, he already knows where he's going. I've seen Tennessee's name with him since, like I said, basically since they were put out by Purdue in the tournament. And we started talking about portal names, and that was one of the names mentioned, although he was not in it until today. Is Tennessee that team? He's apparently entered the NBA draft, but you got to think there's a possibility that he did blow up this year. He's one of the top 3-point shooters, apparently in all of college basketball this year, when you look at it. So with that, he shot this year, he averaged 24.5 points per game in conference play. He's 6'4". He ranked 5th in the country with 106 3-pointers made, 9th in percentage at 44%, top 20 in field goals and points, and he led the ASUN in threes. Free throw percentage, 90.5 minutes played as well. This dude would be an awesome pickup based on his size, based on his shooting. If you see the common denominator, Felix Okpara was the exception rather than the norm. The rest of the guys who have been targeted, shooting skills. Another guy who was mentioned, one of the listeners on here mentioned it last night, mentioned about somebody from Minnesota. It was Elijah Hawkins. I don't know what the level of interest is between the two, but I got to think that if Tennessee gets Lanier, here's your options. Here's where I think this thing goes. You already have Darlington Dubar. He's signed. He's in the boat. Now you're looking at Cade Tyson. You're looking at Igor Milicic. You're looking at Okpara. Now you're possibly looking at Chaz Lanier. I'm thinking Tennessee has still, at least with Darlington in the fold, that gives them 8. They could theoretically have 5 spots available. Jonas Adu's gone. Dillion officially gone as well. He committed to Penn State today. DJ Jefferson officially gone, committed to Longwood today. Tobe Awaka, we're still waiting to hear on that. I think that one's looking more and more likely like he is gone as well. Could anybody else for the current roster enter the portal? It's not out of the realm of possibility that it happens. Adu's gone. I think Adu burns some bread. I don't think people are happy with Adu. Frankly, whatever. The way the season ended, thank you for what you did last year, but the way the season ended, I'm not going to miss what he did. He quit on this team. He didn't have it done. I hope everything's all right with him, but the fact of the matter is he didn't get the job done. He didn't show up. They had to put a freshman in to take his minutes, a guy who hadn't played a ton last year. Lanier, if the cannot contact and he's coming to Tennessee, that's one in the boat. The domino, I think, that's waiting to happen is either between Cade Tyson and Milicic. To me, on the outside, I would think both guys are takes. Tyson's 6'7", he's more of a wing. It seems to me like Milicic, he's around 6'10", so he can play that 4 or 5. Can he, with his shooting ability, stretch out to a 3? I'm not sure I understand the thinking on that one, unless Tennessee has something in mind. Multiple outlets, what they're saying from what I'm hearing and reading from VolQuest 24/7. McKee is saying it. He's not saying. from where I'm reading between the lines based on what multiple outlets are saying, I think it's a matter of when, not if, that Akpara is in the boat from Ohio State. Transfer from Ohio State, has a connection to Cam Carr from Nigeria, moved to Chattanooga, and then I'm not sure why he didn't end up what Tennessee. I don't know. I don't feel like they were that involved with him a couple years ago, and maybe they were, and he just chose to go to Ohio State. You get Akpara in the fold. There's your big guy, 6'11". He's a high percentage shooter. He's not going to step out and hit the jumpers or anything like that. His job's going to be to control that rim. Dubar is a guy. He can shoot. He can drive. He's going to provide you a lot. He was one of the most efficient guys in all of college basketball last year in terms of offensive efficiency. If Lanier is in the boat, 6'4", he can play that two-guard spot. He can probably give Ziegler a little bit of rest as well. You pair him, you get Guinea, you have Cam Carr right there. I would like to see Tyson and Milicic in the boats. Maybe I'm being greedy on that one, but I don't know who the staff prefers. A part of me thinks they prefer Tyson over Milicic, and they're waiting to see what Tyson does in terms of, does he go to North Carolina or does he come to Tennessee? Because everything I've seen says Tennessee's in really good shape with Milicic. I've seen it from numerous platforms now, from your national writers, from your writers who follow Tennessee. I've seen it from multiple people, and it seems like Tennessee has a really good shot at getting Milicic. But are they waiting on Tyson to see what he does with it? I'm kind of confused on that one, to be honest with you, just because I kind of see them as two different players based on their height. They are both shooters, and I don't know if there's concern defensively. I don't know what there is there. There was a guy yesterday I mentioned from Central Arkansas, Anderson, who he was a guy who averaged 14.5 points last year, shot 38% from three-point. I've seen him mentioned, but seen that possibly he could come in and be a project. Based on what he did at Central Arkansas, does he want to be a project somewhere? So if you go a 13th scholarship, you fill that 13th spot, do you get a guy who could possibly develop? I don't know. To me, personally speaking, I would like to see a bigger rotation, guys who can do a little bit more. But it's not my team. Rick Barnes is going to do his thing. This team has a lot of potential based on who they finish with to be a really strong team. A very good shooting team. Probably the best shooting team Barnes has had since it has the potential. I'm not saying it will for sure be, because you don't know until it happens. But on the surface, looking at the potential guys who come in, this has a chance to be a really good shooting team. And again, the common denominator in all this is all the targets so far, other than Akpara, who's going to be brought in to fill that big man role and control that rim. Other than that, it's been all guys who can step out and shoot, who can stretch defense. I love it. I love the philosophy. That's what really turned my opinion on Barnes last year, because I was starting to wonder a little bit, where are we at with Barnes? And then you saw his philosophy change last year. He had guys in the fold already. You're seeing it change a little more to, he's realizing I need a little more offense this year. You got against Purdue and it was Dalton Connect and basically no one else. You needed other guys. James did a little bit early, and I don't know if Purdue locked down on him, what happened there. But I'm excited to see what this team ends up with. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm hoping Lanier and his cannot contact thing that I'm seeing is because he's coming to Tennessee. Akpara, I think that one's, like I said, a matter of when, not if. Where do they go from there? Is it Tyson? Is it Milicic? Could they find a way to fit both of them in? Based on what I'm reading, I don't know that it's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it happens, because I think both guys would be a huge asset to this program. If you haven't already, check out the Lady Vols video from earlier if you're a Lady Vols fan. Appreciate all you Lady Vols supporters coming over 2 Sundays ago. That's when that Ball Out Sports article, which I found out a little bit more about them, kind of fired me up to do Lady Vols stuff. It's been one of the best things I've done with this channel, because the support has been awesome so far. Tonight, this channel should hit 900 subscribers, which is pretty cool. So we're on the road to 1,000. You want to say, this channel is eligible for super chat, super thanks at some point. So down in that bottom right corner on your screen, if you want to give a super thanks, just hit that button, and any of those are always appreciated. But in the meantime, I'll keep you posted on any updates with the roster. And, we'll go from there with it. Baseball starts their series tomorrow night. I said I was going to do a preview. I think I've kind of changed my mind. I think I'm going to go just post game for the weekend. It'll be post game shows each week. And, part of it too is the big support baseball happens through the weekend. So we're just going to focus right now with Portal. And I'll eventually get back to football at some point. But it's hot and heavy Portal season with basketball. This thing's driving the channel right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you that you share it out to anybody that may be a Vol fan. And if you like the content, have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe on here. But my name's Frank Rock. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday and a great Thursday. And always, last but certainly not least, go Vols.